Charlotte Church has detailed the painful experience of giving birth to her daughter after a miscarriage at 17 weeks. During a candid interview on Kate Garraway's Life Stories, the former classical star, 35, told how it was mind-blowing to witness that kind of pain and that suffering. The singer went on to have a daughter called Frida, now 18 months, with husband Jonathan Powell in March 2021 after her miscarriage, and also shares teenagers Ruby, 14, and 13-year-old Dexter with ex Gavin Henson, 40. Speaking on the interview show about the miscarriage, she said, "That was uniquely painful. I love pregnancy, I love birth. She was about 17 weeks and I went through that birth." Discussing the impact it had on her family, she said, "It was so formative for us as a family. We just held on to each other so tightly. There was a beauty because I gave birth. That pain and that suffering. To witness the bookends of life and death in one moment is mind-blowing." Charlotte revealed she was pregnant on stage at Birmingham Pride, but just 3 weeks later she announced her sad news. At the time Charlotte told her followers, "Charlotte and Johnny are very sad to announce that they lost their baby. Now is a time for grieving and being together as a family. We kindly ask everyone to respect that peace." Elsewhere on Life Stories, Charlotte recalled the traumatic home birth of her daughter Frida, in which she was left screaming my lungs out on the bathroom floor. She detailed the arrival of her youngest child, stating that it wasn't the birth they'd planned. And as she chatted to Good Morning Britain's Kate, 54, Charlotte relived Frida's arrival, with the star having previously told how she was overconfident with the impending birth of her third child and had even built a birth palace in her back garden in which to welcome her girl. But things didn't go to plan as she ended up on her bathroom floor, with Charlotte stating, "The labor started to get really intense. I do have neighbors and I'm starting to make quite a lot of noise, and then I was like him screaming in the garden in the rain. I can hear golfers over there going for, and I'm like arg. So I thought maybe we should take it inside. I ended up in not such an idyllic setting but absolutely screaming my lungs out on the bathroom floor, which wasn't quite the birth I'd planned, but very rarely do they go like we planned. But it's still sacred and amazing." Kate added, "I think he'd prefer to be indoors with drugs," prompting a giggle with Charlotte. Charlotte first announced she was pregnant to fans in a low-key tweet in March 2020, revealing she was pulling out of a charity concert because of the coronavirus pandemic. Meanwhile, discussing her older children Ruby and Dexter, Charlotte insisted she's not controlling as she revealed she refuses to let them have mobile phones. Kate said, "So your dad James says you don't like being told what to do, do you agree with that?" To which the Masked Singer star responded, "I definitely don't like being told what to do, and I think my counter will is strong." When asked of an example where she stood her ground recently, she said, "I'm quite stuck in the mud about my kids having a phone. They're like, come on, we're teenagers now, everybody's got a phone. That's something I'm pretty immovable on." On when she'd finally let her kids have a phone, she said, "I can't say too much on TV because she'll hold me to it, but I'm going to hold out for as long as is reasonable." Kate went on to remark that Charlotte's actions are quite controlling, with the singer insisting, "It's not controlling my viewpoint, and it's not just my viewpoint, it's where all the science is leading to, tech addiction to your smartphone, even from a physical point. They've got a phone at their dad's So they do have access to that world, but young people need to have some headspace to be bored some of the time as well. Charlotte's discussion about her own kids came as she also confessed she feels terrible after running away from home aged 16 following an argument with her mum Maria, who had caught her smoking. The mum of 3 claimed she totally understands the pain her parents felt yet needed to be free. The fallout was so severe, it resulted in the B&B owner suffering a nervous breakdown after the former child star refused to speak to her and stepdad James for nearly 2 years. Charlotte candidly told Kate, "As far as I am concerned, I needed to be free. I felt I had to be this other eternally young, innocent little girl. I just had to cut the ties." The Crazy Chick songstress went on to admit she doesn't feel guilty as she has never believed in the emotion but is so proud of her mum for putting up with her. She told the Good Morning Britain presenter of her mum, "I think that she is fire and like a phoenix, she has risen from the flames." Watching in the audience, a forgiving Maria said, "I love you. I love her, I'm so proud of her, we've been through so much. I love her to bits, I love her billions and billions." In a previously recorded clip shown to the audience, she said, "It was like a pressure cooker, she felt like she'd been so pent up for years and years and years, she just wanted to explode. I felt lost, I felt isolated, I think I just totally shut down, I just literally sat on the floor and cried and I had a nervous breakdown. For months and months and months I couldn't get out of bed." For help and support, contact the Miscarriage Association on 01924 200799.